Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to your reading today. My name is Colette and I'm here today to do a reading for all Sagittarians who are Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp energy of Sagittarius. If you don't know where those placements are, Sagittarius, there will be a link in the description box down below for you to go and check that out for yourselves, an astrological link that will take you to a place where you can find out your own chart, your own natal chart. All you need is your time of birth, your date of birth and your place of birth. And if you don't already have that chart, then you can find out and get a bigger view of the astrology for yourselves at this time. Talking of which, Sagittarius, at this time you're just about to go into a lunar eclipse, which is taking place in Sagittarius at the early stages of Sagittarius. So it's about 0.5 degrees of Sagittarius energy with the South Node, and the South Node has been working its way through your sign since last May. So it's been in Sagittarius for the last year, and it won't be leaving Sagittarius until January 2022, so still a bit of time left for it to do its thing. But the South Node is all about releasing, letting go, and the lunar eclipse with the connection to the South Node, because it's a full moon, it's always a lunar eclipse at a full moon. The South Node is saying release and let go of what it is that is no longer working for you at this time, Sagittarius. So things may come up for you that may not have been aware of previously. And one of the reasons that I'm explaining this is because during my meditation on the cards earlier, I actually got the words breaking free. So that may relate to you at some level, Sagittarius, of how you are feeling at this time. You may feel the need to break free from something. So this reading, Sagittarius, so I'm just going to move my curtain across because that light's a bit too bright still. That's a bit better. So the reading today is a love reading that I'm doing for you, Sagittarius. It's for you and the person that you have the deepest energetic heart connection with at this time. So I will be using 2 decks of cards. This deck of cards I will be using for yourself, and we have the 6 of air at the bottom in reverse. So again, this is a kind of trying to get away from things that are turmoil and feelings, mind, playing not games so much, it can be mind games that are being played. But it's a sense of moving into calmer waters, but because it's in the reverse, it does feel as though there's a feeling of being stuck at this time. And this deck of cards is the cards that I will be using for you cross-watchers, or the person that you have this energetic connection with at this time, Sagittarius. So cross-watchers, do be aware. If it feels like the message is the other way around, then just swap the cards over. And for you, Sagittarius, the same. If it feels more like your story is coming through with the other cards, then feel free, whichever way it resonates best for you. So as usual, I start all my love readings off with 1 card that I take from another suit of cards. I separate all the cup cards, and today you have got the Ace of Cups in reverse, Sagittarius, which is coming through as an energy of not wanting to open up, not wanting to give or receive love at this time, really kind of being quite closed off, shut down, not wanting to experience it. It could be something from the past that is coming up for you at this time, so that you're not possibly wanting to look at love, to recognize it. But there is this general feeling of blocking this out, which is the overall energy for the reading at this time. So the cards are set out in 3 sets of 3. We have the first 3 representing your past energy, Sagittarius. It can be recent past, it can be long back past, childhood past, but it's an energy that is still connected to you today and is making a difference in your life now, which is leads me on to the middle set, which is your present energy at this time, Sagittarius. What is taking place around you now, which then leads on to your future 3 cards. So the past creates your present, or has created your present, which is going to go on to create your future energy. Although everything can change, nothing is ever completely set in stone. So we'll start the reading itself off with the first card here being the High Priestess in reverse, which is saying to me, again, it's quite similar to this Ace of Cups. It's like this blocked off, closed off energy of not wanting to look at something, recognize something, not listening to that inner voice, not trusting your instincts, maybe, Sagittarius. A situation where you don't want to go any deeper. You don't want to look at something on a deeper level here. But you may find with this lunar eclipse that's coming up in your sign that it's going to kind of force the situation. And that may not be such a bad thing, Sagittarius, even though it may feel like it. Because with the Page of Air, straight after this High Priestess energy here, also in reverse, again it feels closed off, locked down, not open to questioning, not open to being questioned, not wanting to look at something, not open. It's just this feeling of not being open to the situation or the feelings around that situation, not wanting to go there, not wanting to kind of connect with that energy, not wanting to open that past door maybe. There's a strong feeling with the Page of Air here in reverse, because whenever I see this card up the right way, I feel as though this person's completely open to receiving, open to learning, understanding, growing, knowledge, wanting to understand something. But when it's in reverse, it's saying to me that this is totally like a no-go situation. Like if people try to start a conversation about it, you just close it down. You just like, and it can be, because it's a page, it can be quite an immature energy as well. But it's coming from a place of, it feels like a place of like possible insecurity and fears with the High Priestess in reverse. Because to me, the High Priestess has a very innocent energy about her. In many ways, because it represents the subconscious, it's like the High Priestess wants the best for us, wants the best solution or outcome. But you're closed off completely to this situation, it feels like, Sagittarius, at this time. Or you were, should I say, past tense. And so that has led on to this Hermit energy. Again, I feel like being shut down. And there's a similarity here with this High Priestess who's kind of peeping through this kind of watery this watery world, because it kind of represents the psychic realm, the intuitive, the instinctual, which is all represented by watery, emotional, feeling energy. And if you look closely at this card as well, you can see that little face poking out from behind that door. So it feels as though you kind of, again, it's that sense of closing down, closing that door, shutting, or you believe that you have, possibly, you believe that you have shut this down, that door has been well and truly closed here. You're not going there, Sagittarius. You're not open to it. You're not, or you weren't. You haven't been in the past, whatever it was that has caused this situation. You have really kind of made your mind up, it feels, that this is like, you know, that door is shut. Shut. Not opening that one again. And at this present time, it could also be why you're feeling so strongly against letting anybody in or allowing love into your life. It's like you don't want to go there, you don't want to experience possibly the pain from relationship situations. If you've been hurt a lot in the past, Sagittarius, it feels as though you may have got to the point of just like just wanting your own company in many ways. Just being who you are, doing your own thing, not having to answer to anybody, not having to justify your actions to anybody. But in your present energy, we have the Three of Water, also in reverse here, often seen as a reconciliation energy. I see it as an energy of not really quite, like that in-between stage of not really knowing whether or not you're going to accept the offer. Because if you look at her hand on that basket in the middle, she hasn't quite taken hold of it. It's like it's being offered to her, or it's being given to her, but she's kind of not sure if she's going to push it away or whether she's going to hold it. But because it's in reverse, it feels to me like a situation of it feels like burying it deep is how it's feeling. It's like burying those emotions, like not like you yourself aren't even wanting to look at it. You're not even wanting to see it as an option, whether that's love in general or just this past situation, which is what's coming through more, is that this is about this past situation, whatever this past situation was, Sagittarius, that you really do not want to recognize it. But it's a burden as well. It does feel as though it's a burden, because if you look at her there, it's like she's carrying these three pearls, which basically kind of represent the cups energy, which is supposed to be celebratory energy. But it doesn't feel like that with this card. It feels more like it's a heavy burden to you. And that maybe each time you try to have a relationship, it turns out to be a heavy, burdensome situation. Which again could be why you've closed off and shut this door. Because at the centre of the reading we have the Three of Fire, Three of Wands. And the centre reading for me is always, or the centre card should I say, is always the most important, because it represents the energy that's kind of going out and going back in. It's like the heart of the reading. And again, another card in reverse here. So it's kind of saying to me that you're waiting for a new sense of direction. You're waiting for the wind to change. You're waiting for, it's like kind of being in limbo in a way is what's coming through. Kind of a limbo land situation. Not going anywhere, not moving forward, not going backwards. You're just kind of in this place. But it doesn't feel as though you're unhappy. It just feels as though it is like waiting. Like waiting. It feels like you're waiting for something to happen. You're waiting for the universe to give you direction, a new idea, a new step forward. Where's it going to take you next? Where's your boat going to? Which shore is it going to land on? Is kind of how it's feeling. So you yourself could be feeling quite directionless at this time, Sagittarius. And we have the 4 of fire straight after this, after the 3. Again in reverse. So it kind of feels like there's a sense of aloneness. Not so much loneliness. I don't think it's so much loneliness, Sagittarius, as it is kind of aloneness. And there's a big difference between the two. The 4 of fire, again, it can be that kind of celebratory energy. It can be seen as, a lot of readers see it as being a card of engagements or weddings or like something to celebrate. But today it really feels as though it's coming through as this sense of acceptance of being on your own here. And similar to what I was getting earlier with this Hermit card as well, kind of like not having to answer to anybody, kind of you playing your own tune here. But there is a sense of kind of a sense of disappointment, or a sense of like once again I'm here, I'm on my own. And although there is for you a sense of strength in that, Sagittarius, it also does feel as though there's a sense of is it sorrow, sadness? It's not quite what I'm feeling. Possible melancholy, reflection. So it feels as though you're very much kind of focused on your energy at this time. You're very much focused on you and where you are heading in life and what makes you happy. What it is that you're searching for. What are your emotional needs here? Is how it's coming through. Because we have the 5 of Earth in your future energy, which is that feeling of being stuck. That feeling of being almost like left out of things. can be to do with abandonment. So if you look at her, she's kind of in this energy where kind of like the foliage has grown over her. It's almost like she's become a statue. There's a sense of stagnation, of things not moving. Although there's growth around her and all over her, it's like that growth itself is kind of suffocating. It's kind of keeping you in that same place, Sagittarius. It's not allowing you to actually move forward. And she's coming through similar to this energy here as well, almost like waiting and waiting and waiting for something to change, for the wind to change, for the universe to give you a sign. And while you're kind of doing all that waiting and contemplating and kind of navel gazing is what I'm being told. Are you navel gazing, Sagittarius? Kind of reflecting. Yeah, it's like, it's almost like things, it feels as though things are passing you by, as though you are becoming part of the furniture in a way. It's like same thing, the same, doing the same thing day in, day out. It's almost like stagnant, robotic kind of energy. And we have the Seven of Fire in reverse as well. And normally the Seven of Fire, I would see this as a card of kind of leaping forward into something new, kind of a sense of change. Of kind of having got to the top of this place, it's like you can't go back down, so you need to just go forward. You need to take that kind of, again, it's a bit like the Fool card in a way, taking that initiative to make something happen. But with these fireflies around it as well, it's kind of, when it's in reverse, I feel as though this is kind of the fireflies are a sense of interference, a sense of not so much guidance, not so much when it's up this way, I see them more as being kind of guiding the light, like guiding the way, showing the path. But when it's in reverse, it feels more like they're kind of bugging, like something that you know is there, but you're not listening to it. You're not looking at it. You're totally closed off to it, is how it's coming through. Like almost like something kind of nipping at you, kind of reminding you that you can't move forward until you've dealt with this situation, whatever this situation is, whether this is on a personal level, like as in within yourself dealt with it, or dealt with it outwardly, like actually with whoever it was that was involved in this situation. Because what we have coming up after the Seven of Fire is the Ten of Air, which for me is the releasing energy. It is the breaking free. It is the final kind of release of all that pent up kind of energy that has kept you in this place, or will be. This is kind of future energy, but this is where it's kind of heading, if you like. But there is this kind of like breakthrough, breaking free, which was what I was told earlier, the words that came through, breaking free. This is how it feels. It feels like something is being released within you, Sagittarius. Whether that is just you dealing with your own personal issues on a deeper level of going within yourself and listening to that voice, listening to the emotions surrounding the situation, how it makes you feel when you think about it, which I feel is something that you haven't allowed yourself to do at this time, Sagittarius. You've been very closed off, not wanting to talk about it, not wanting to express it, hiding behind this door. It's like just closed door, closed minded, closed heart, closed everything. Just everything has been closed. But there is this breaking out, breaking free energy coming in here. It's almost like with the Seven of Fire kind of finally prompting you to do something about this. Otherwise you're going to stay stuck in that same energy. In that same stagnation. Sagittarius is how it's coming through here. And it's not going to let you open your heart and experience things any differently. So let's see what the other person, the person that you have this connection to energetically, whether that's intellectually, emotionally, physically, sexually. Oh, interesting. The Ace of Cups. So something definitely has turned off the tap, shall we say. Love is not flowing either way. Something just cut off. It feels almost like cut off that faucet. It was like just turned it off completely. Completely turned it off. Something that once felt really good suddenly just did not feel right for either of you, is how it's coming through. This person experienced the same emotional trauma from this. They also, like I say, shut themselves down. Closed off. And maybe that's also part of the Page of Air energy here as well. Maybe there was lack of communication between the pair of you. Because it went from something, it feels like something that was with the High Priestess here and the Ace of Cups, it feels as though it was something that was felt on a really deep level, like a really deep connecting level, like you knew this person on a deep level, like the way that you connected with this person. Wasn't just, it was like recognizing something, like both of you. Maybe you both shut off to that experience, because with the Page of Air we have the Nine of Swords here as well, so it's certainly caused for both of you this energy of, I feel for this person again with the Nine of Swords in reverse, it's like all the worst possible fears coming to the surface. That whatever happened here, this person didn't know how to handle it. They didn't know what to do about it. They didn't know how to open back up to it. They didn't know how to get you to open back up to it as well, Sagittarius. But it feels as though it really stressed them out, ripped them apart. It was like all the worst possible fears for this person all kind of came at once, it feels like. Sleepless nights, not being able to resolve anything, lack of communication made it worse. A lot of fear around the whole issue of this energy here. And for some of you Sagittarians, it could have been that you really did understand this person on such a deep level, almost like you could see through them. You knew them so well, almost like they were translucent to you. And that could have been a big no-no with this person. It could just be that it freaked them out. The fact that you knew them so well and they knew that you knew them. They felt as though they couldn't hide anything from you. Or you from them. Not taking all those. So we have the Fool, the King of Swords, the Six of Swords, and the Emperor. So it feels as though this person, like with you Sagittarius, going into this hermit energy here of kind of closing off everything. So that's really bright in my eyes. The sun has moved outside, glaring from one of the windows across the road. Wow. So yeah, you going into this hermit energy of not wanting to open that door to them, it feels like. And this person felt as though they had no option other than to start, make a fresh start. Something new, something different. But they still had a lot of love here with this rose, this white rose in their hand. Almost like they were still holding on to potential, possibilities, hope. And they also, with the King of Swords upright here as well, they also wanted to know the truth here. This person actually did want to communicate, but on their terms, it feels like. And we have the Six of Swords here as well. So there was this movement away from this situation. Like this person had to get away from this situation. Into calmer waters. Which you also had the Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck here as well. In reverse. So it feels as though they had no option, or they felt as though they didn't have an option here for their own sanity and their own well-being. So they decided they needed to focus with the Emperor here. They needed to focus on their own domain, so to speak, their own physical world, their own empire in a way. It's like they had to kind of create something new for themselves. They had to rebuild something possibly here for themselves. Something that was going to give them some stability, give them some, like something concrete. And again, with the King of Swords and the Emperor, it could have been, although they're both upright, again, it feels as though this person kind of limited the conversation, or steered things their way. With this Six of Swords here as well, that they kind of kept things in the direction that they wanted things to go. So as they could have been open, or they were open to communication, but it had to be on their terms, is kind of how it's coming through. And over the top of this Three of Water that you have here, Sagittarius, they have the Five of Cups and the Eight of Rods in reverse. So there was a lot of sadness, a lot of sorrow, or there is at this time still a lot of sadness and a lot of sorrow, kind of crying over spilt milk, I'm being told. These three cups are the focus of attention here, whereas the two cups in the background are kind of still standing. It's still saying that there is a connection in the background, that something is still happening in the background, even though with the Eight of Rods in reverse, it doesn't feel as though at this time that things are moving for this person. They're still very focused on this energy, and because they're focused on this energy, the communication is still very limited. It feels like this person is up and down a lot, actually, like in their communication or in their life in general. Like they can be up one moment and very much down the next. And their life is kind of reflecting their emotions here. Well, that one was a jumper. Where did it go? Right down the side there. So yeah, their emotions are very much connected with this up and down energy of their life at this time, but I don't think they're connecting it. I don't think they're seeing how when they focus on this, grief, sorrow, possible guilt, sadness, that's kind of when their life falls apart. And when they're more focused on being, not even on the relationship itself, but being kind of more positive and more open, then things work out better for them. But at this time, in their present energy at this time, they're very much still focused on this energy down here. So even if there is communication happening with you here, Sagittarius, which I feel as though it is, it's like I say, it's very up and down. It's like very very much dependent on what they focus on at the time as to how they connect or relate to your energy. And I feel also because of this, you don't know whether to accept or refuse this. You're still kind of burdened by it as well. You're still kind of not sure about this energy, about this person, about what it is that they may or may not be offering you here. So over the top of this Three of Fire energy, we have the Queen of Rods, or the Queen of Fire, which is the energy of Sagittarius, male or female. Usually the Queen of Rods is a very kind of inspiring, happy-go-lucky, creative, magnetic kind of personality. And this is your kind of energy, Sagittarius. This could be what draws this person to you, or what the energy that this person is kind of attracted to is this kind of fiery, happy-go-lucky, very kind of positive outlook. But at this time, again, they're not seeing that. And I think this again goes back to their focus of attention. Whatever it is that they focus on reflects on their outward idea, or it's to do with your energy. And it may even be that this person doesn't feel that they've got the strength, or they're not good enough for you here, Sagittarius. That they can't compete for your time or your energy, or you're always giving outwardly to others. There's lots of people who may depend on your energy here. Because the Queen of Rods is like warmth. There's a warmth about her. There's a creative spark about her. Very attractive. Very, even when she's in reverse, there's still this kind of attraction. There's still this, and that's how it kind of feels for me here. But it feels as well that this person is kind of trying to maybe disconnect from this energy at this time. Because it's over the top of this 3 of fire as well. For you, you're waiting energy, waiting for the universe to move something forward, to show you the right way, the right path, for the compass to kind of twist. Because over the top of this boat there is a compass there, which of course is relying on the wind. So it's kind of saying that it feels like you are stuck at this time, maybe something to do with this person, and not knowing, Sagittarius, what's the next move, what's the right move, what should I do about this situation? Should I put more time, energy and effort into it? Or should I hold back? Should I withdraw my energy? But it also feels as well that when you do withdraw your energy, this person is very, very aware of that. And it has an effect, again, it has an effect on their world, on how they emotionally respond to their world. And they too have the Hermit energy here. So it feels like there's a lot of reflection going on both your parts here. They are looking for answers on a deeper level within themselves. And just as you are here with this 4 of Wands, this 4 of fire, reflection on being alone. It feels like the pair of you are kind of reflecting on whether or not it's best for you to do this, to be on your own, to go your separate ways. Are you better together, or are you better apart? Sagittarius is how it feels. Okay, so we have the Hanged Man We have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, we have the Lovers, and we have the Six of Rods in reverse. And this comes out over the top of your Five of Earth, your feeling of stagnation energy, of just kind of blending into the background. So this person is also with the Hangman energy here as well. Again, it kind of feels that there is a similarity with your energies in many ways. This person is going on a deeper, with the Hangman energy, a sense of kind of willingly sacrificing something here. That they know that they have to kind of release or let go of something. And only in doing so will they actually find the answers that they're seeking. With this Hermit energy as well here. Because what they really need to do is look and find their own self-worth here. Because with the Nine of Pentacles upside down, it's saying to me that they don't see their value. They don't realise how much they have to offer. And with the Lovers card as well, it does feel as though there's still this deep connection. I don't feel that this is another energy here, Sagittarius. I feel that this is your connection with this person and their connection with you. But with the Six of Rods in reverse as well, and with the Nine of Pentacles, it feels as though this person needs to focus on their own victory. It almost feels like they need to realise or have some kind of understanding that you, Sagittarius, can't provide everything that this person is needing emotionally, that one person cannot provide everything, and in fact the only person who can provide everything is themselves. Because with the Six of Rods in reverse here, it's kind of saying to me that this person doesn't feel as though they have that capability, that there's a lack of victory here. The Six of Rods, talks about, when it's upright, it talks about an initial celebration of something, but knowing that there's still more time to be put into something, there's more energy that needs to be put into something. It's like an initial victory over something. But it feels as though this person's victory needs to be over themselves rather than over anything else. That they need to realise that they are worthy, they are good enough. And that this isn't about you so much as it is about their own lack of self-esteem, their own lack of worthiness. And that's where the kind of the illumination, the kind of recognition, the kind of enlightenment, if you like, for this person is going to come from. Is that understanding. And it could be that you yourself are kind of waiting for that to happen, because there is this light in the background here. So you yourself, Sagittarius, may have made your mind up that this person is the one that you want to be with. That this is your one. This is the only person that you want to be in a relationship with or spend the rest of your life with. Which could also be you contemplating this here as well. But you also, on some level, Sagittarius, seem to know that this person has to kind of come to this awareness for themselves. They have to do this for themselves. You cannot be responsible for that understanding or that enlightenment, if you like. That you will be there for them. But at the same time, it's not your place to... It's not your place to... what's the words I'm looking for here? Not create their happiness, but... like you can't do that for them. You can't do that for them. They have to do that for themselves, because it has to be something that comes from within and not something that comes from without. Until they reach that point within themselves, it will make no difference. And it could be, Sagittarius, that you are kind of waiting for that realization to occur to this person. So let's see why the Seven of Fire is here. Which again is kind of that waiting point, reaching that that point, but there's something nagging. That nagging energy, something that's kind of calling you back almost. So we have the Nine of Rods, which for this person means it's been a struggle. It's not easy. It's been a bit of a battle zone and a bit of a battlefield for this person. Followed by the Eight of Cups in reverse. So they are walking away from their emotional past. Or at least they're needing to walk away from their emotional past. But again, they're kind of holding on to something here with this Nine of Rods. They're holding on to this past suffering. And we have the King of Cups in reverse as well, water energy. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy, again very intuitive, very feeling, but when it's in reverse, it's again an energy of ignoring those emotions. not wanting to look, not wanting to open up to see where the pain is. The King of Cups is known as the wounded healer energy. Very good at looking and dealing with everybody else's problems, solving everybody else's issues, particularly when he's in reverse. Very caring, very loving, very nurturing energy, but at the same time doesn't look at his own problems, his own emotional issues here. But they also have the Four of Rods energy here as well. So there is still this strong connection here, and this person does want to build something. I feel as though this person wants to build something with you. They want to open up, but they can't. They're holding back. They're still struggling with their own emotions. They're still struggling with letting things go, or releasing the past. And this may not just be to do with you, Sagittarius. This could be to do with all sorts of past issues that this person's had emotionally, from their childhood up to present day. But they do see that you as the person who they can build something in the future with. It's over the top of your Seven of Fire energy here. Which again I feel is that kind of stagnant energy. It's that energy of you not moving forward here, Sagittarius. Almost again like waiting for something. You also having to deal with something that hasn't been dealt with yet. And it could be to do with this person. For some of you, you could be realizing that this person is the one person that you want to be with. For others of you, you could be realizing that this person, no matter how strongly the attraction is or is there, how strong it is, how deep it is for you, that things aren't going to change. If this person isn't going to change on a deeper level, if they're not going to deal with their own issues, then you can't help them. As much as you may want to still be in their life, Sagittarius. It is a tricky situation. And we have the Page of Cups over the Ten of Air. But the Page of Cups is in reverse here. So I do feel that you, Sagittarius, are going to be releasing, breaking free from whatever these restraints have been on you. Whatever's been holding you back. Stopping you from moving forward. For you, there is going to be this breakthrough. This release of energy. And for this person, it feels as though they're not going to give up, is how it's coming through here. They're not going to give up. Because when he's up the right way, you can see that he's got this kind of fish in his cup. He's kind of surprised, if you see the way he's looking at it, he's kind of surprised that it's there. Oh, I'm kind of feeling the same situation here for it's almost like this person is going to kind of try and find other ways. To convince you, maybe, Sagittarius. That what they have to offer to you is worth having. So I'm going to put another card over the top of this. Because it does feel as though this person does not want to let this go, does not want to let you go. We also have the moon. And the moon, when it's in reverse for me, is the new moon energy. It's the dark moon energy. It's things that are hidden, things that are not yet revealed, things that are kept under the surface. The subconscious, the deeper knowing. It just feels as though this person is, again, as I was saying, this person is working on something, or will be working on something. Something that's going to surprise you, something that's going to come out of the blue here, Sagittarius, is how it feels. As to how you will respond is entirely up to your own decision. Because I feel as though you are breaking free it is a releasing energy, the Ten of Air. Breaking out of those restraints, that stagnant energy. like a new breath of air, a new, like the wind has changed, the wind has shifted. Something new is on the wind. There's new things coming in for you, Sagittarius. New starts, new opportunities, new ideas maybe. And whether or not this person is going to be a part of these new ideas, like I was saying, it's entirely up to yourself, Sagittarius. But there is a lot of love. Even if it is hidden. It's like this person's working behind the scenes to change things. It feels like this person doesn't want you out of their life. So let's see, we have self-acceptance, which is saying nothing is more exhausting than endlessly working on yourself. When you offer your whole being fully to love, self-acceptance arises spontaneously. May I rest in our oneness, dear divine. That's very interesting, because self-acceptance was something that was coming through quite strongly for this person. So, self-acceptance, exhaustion, and recognizing it as well. And being fully open to love. Which could also be your energy here as well with this 10 of air. This could be you being open to it, releasing the past, letting go, opening yourself up to something new coming in. Because you're no longer in those same kind of limited beliefs, thought patterns. You're no longer closed down here, Sagittarius. So let's see what the angel guide oracle wants you to know at this time, Sagittarius. Card for Sagittarius, please. Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising. Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising. Cusp energy. Oh, by the way, the cusp energy, if you don't know what the cusp energy is, it will mean that you're at the 0 degree point of Sagittarius moving out of Scorpio. And if you are the other end of Sagittarius, the 29 degrees, you're going to be moving more into the Capricorn energy. So if you are either end of your sign, you're either going to have some of that Scorpio energy. So you may want to check out the Scorpio reading that I have put out for you previously as well, or the Capricorn reading that I will be putting out after this one. So we have the Mother, Father, God card here. which is the streak to it. And it did come out in reverse as well, so I will also read the reverse reading. And what it means when the card is in reverse is that the reverse message is a lot more important. So pay attention to the reverse reading as well. So read the whole thing. It says, you are connected to the power of creation at this time. Your spiritual parent is enveloping you in their incredible love and filling you with divine energy and inspiration to help you move forward. This card is a message directly from the heart of God, source, creative energy, however you want to call it. It is telling you that you are significant and precious. You are loved beyond measure, and the Creator Power is proud of you. You are being encouraged to have faith and know that anything is possible for you. No matter what you may be going through, you are always connected to the source of creation. Your angel guide is encouraging you to remember this now. And the extended message, which is also known as the reverse message, is this card is one of healing and wholeness. Whatever stories you may have heard about God being judgmental must be washed away. Divine energy could never hold a grudge against you, for you are an extension of its love. The power and presence of the Creator are not only with you, but within you. If you have ever felt that you aren't good enough, or that you are being judged, or that you haven't been the best you can be, know that you are forgiven. Angels are with you today to help create a healing wave between you and your divine parent. This card also brings the possibility of parental healing. If you would like to clear up difficult energies between you and your parents or ancestry, know that angels are ready to help. They are guiding you to see the world through the eyes of Mother, Father, God, and to remember that love can heal everything. So maybe that's the message here, to focus on turning this cup up the right way, because it has come out twice for both of you. So instead of it being up that way and draining out, it needs to be turned back up the right way and allowed to heal whatever it is that needs to be healed within you at this time, Sagittarius, and the cross-watcher, the person that you have this energetic connection with. So I'm going to leave the reading there and say I hope that it has been of some help to you. I hope that you have found something of some interest or even learnt something from it today. If you have, please could you thumbs it up for me? The more thumbs and likes it gets, the more it gets out into the bigger YouTube world where it can get seen by other people, recommended on other channels as well, which really helps others to come back to my channel and help me to grow my channel, which is really what I'm trying to do at this time. I have been away, as you probably are aware, Sagittarius, for quite some while. As soon as Jupiter and Saturn had their conjunction, it hit my Mars and my Mercury in a major square, so everything just stopped for me. So rather than kind of trying to fight such a big energy, I just decided I was just going to go with however it felt, and it didn't feel right to be doing those readings at the time, so I just stopped. But I am back now because that transit has passed, and now I can move on and continue with what I'm doing. So astrology plays a huge part in our lives, as I was saying earlier, so you may want to check out your moon or your rising or your Venus sign, especially because this is a love reading. So if you are aware of where your Venus is, or if you check out that link, as I was saying, down below, you could then check out other signs for yourself as well, and other readings, not only on my channel but also on other people's channels as well. Also subscribe to my channel, please. If there is a subscription button on the video or down below for you to do so. If you hit that subscribe button, it will come up with the bell, which will then give you the opportunity to decide whether or not you want to see my videos as and when they come out. Thank you very much to those of you who have already subscribed. I really do appreciate you being here. Thank you very much to those of you who comment as well. It's really nice to get some feedback and to know that my videos are having some effect on you out there. Me just sitting here reading, talking into the camera, it's kind of a disconnected thing. So 30 years experience of doing tarot, but most of my tarot has always been with the person or on the telephone or kind of some connection somewhere. So this is a completely different ball game for me. Even though I've been doing it for a while, it's still trying to get my head round just looking at myself as I'm reading or kind of reading the cards. Anyway, enough waffling on about this. So please subscribe if you haven't already, because I would love to have you here on my channel and to help me to grow my channel. So also share if you feel that it will benefit anybody else that you know out there at this time, Sagittarius. Always good. And please take really good care of yourselves at this time and anybody else who you can. And hopefully I will see you again soon.